Grover the Ancient River Coven and
Wyoming Valley CUUPS.
Take 3.
Things happen in threes. All right. We can start with the good morning.
We can start with the good morning, yeah?
Yes.
All right. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning, Jamie.
How are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
Seems like we've done this before.
You know, a little deja vu. Things happen in threes.
So, Shannon and I decided to make a little video to answer some questions that we would get about the joint venture between Grover the Ancient River Coven and Wyoming Valley CUUPS and the Unitarian Universalist Church. We're here this morning at the Unitarian Universalist Church to answer those questions. My name is Jamie Dana. I'm the High Priest of Grover the Ancient River Coven.
I am Shannon Saylor. I am one of the co-facilitators of Wyoming Valley CUUPS.
So Shannon, one of the questions people ask me a lot since we began this partnership is, what is Unitarian Universalism?
Unitarian Universalism is an open religion and spiritual path that is kind of set apart by our free and responsible search for truth and meaning. As Unitarian Universalists, we have no creed. Instead, we're united by that search for spiritual growth. We have a very deep regard for intellectual freedom, for self-worth, for inclusivity, for social justice, and we gather in congregations as a community, and we, because of that range of different spiritual paths, we are made up of Christians, pagans, Hindus, Buddhists, Muslims. It runs the whole gambit of our beliefs. We're united together for that same search.
So it's a beautiful spirituality and path.
It is. It's wonderful. What is Wicca though? What is Wicca and traditional Wicca?
So Wicca is I'm going to put it in a nutshell. Wicca is an earth-based spirituality where its practitioners attempt to attune with the cycles of the earth. We try to live as natural a life as possible. We try to leave the smallest footprint as possible. Kind of a motto of Ancient River is make a world that your ancestors would be proud of and that your children will thrive in. That's kind of a motto of Ancient River on how we would like to live our lives. And Wicca could be either traditional or eclectic. Traditional Wiccans have a shared orthopraxy and kind of a unified codex of rituals and beliefs that are shared throughout the tradition. Eclectic Wiccans will kind of pick and choose through the various sources, and there's a lot of very good sources to pick and choose that information to find the path that is right for you. Now, if you get into the interwebs, you may find some traditional Wiccans who like to use the term neo-Wicca for eclectic Wicca. We don't like to do that. If you follow this path and if you worship the Lord and Lady, you're a Wiccan. We don't necessarily like the term neo-Wiccan. But if you get into the interwebs, just know that there's some people who put in a lot of work to get to where they are, and they do use the term neo-Wicca. We're not going to use that term. So, as a subset of Unitarian Universalism, there's a group called CUUPS.
Yes, there is.
Can you tell me what CUUPS is? So
CUUPS stands for Covenant of Unitarian Universalist Pagans. We are the pagans, the Wiccans, the earth-centered spiritual community within that subset, that umbrella of Unitarian Universalists. Our goal is to network and facilitate connection with the surrounding earth-centered community within our local congregations. What is Grove of the Ancient River Coven?
Grove of the Ancient River Coven is a traditional witchcraft coven, more or less. We're traditional in that we have a shared orthopraxy. Okay, but our members, some of us are very classically trained Wiccans, and some of us are more or less self-taught until we found Ancient River and then expounded upon the knowledge that we have. But Ancient River is a family. Ancient River is a group of men and women who are there for each other, who have each other's backs on their spiritual journey, that know that you have that support. And we get together to have our private rituals and our private initiations. And we like to share our Sabbath rituals with the public. It's a time of celebration. And so that's kind of how we got together here, through the sharing of those Sabbaths.
It's been awesome. Grove of the Ancient River Coven, now it's a part of COG, Covenant of the Goddess?
Yep, Covenant of the Goddess, which is a large national organization. kind of headquartered in San Bernardino, California. So
Okay.
it starts in California. Most of the independent congregations of COG are in the California area on the West Coast. It is an affiliation of autonomous covens and solitary witches. Now, a problem with COG has always been there's a kind of a barrier to membership is you have to know a member of COG. You have to have somebody within COG that will speak for your character to join COG. COG's primary two functions are to ensure that witches and Wiccans have the same legal rights as any other religion. We have, in that regard, we've worked very hard to make sure that pagans who serve in the military have the same rights, and incarcerated pagans have their religious rights looked after. And then our second goal is to serve those witches and Wiccans who feel they have the higher calling to answer the Lord and Lady, and who wish to be credentialed ministers. Now, your ordainment would come through your individual congregation or your individual coven, and then COG would provide you with legal credentials to back up that ordination. And so those are kind of the two major functions of COG. A lot more that I could say about COG. If you really want to find out more about COG, you just visit them at www.cog.org. There's a wonderful FAQ there that will answer most of your questions about COG.
Okay.
So, knowing that I'm a member of Covenant of the Goddess, I'm a high priest of Grove of the Ancient River. That answers a little bit about my pagan background. What about you, Shannon?
Well, I would, I guess in labels, label me as a very eclectic witch that kind of works within a Wiccan framework, a pagan framework as well. I've been on this spiritual path for over 10 years, over a decade. My personal tradition is that of the Temple of Witchcraft out of New Hampshire, that founded by Christopher Penczak. I have worked with a variety of different groups, everything from Earth Spirit up north to ADF, different kindreds, and even a private and personal coven called the Golden Apple Coven in Maryland. So, as we continue to do more Sabbats and more events together, what are your future plans for Grove of the Ancient River Coven?
So, the big goal for Grove of the Ancient River Coven is continued outreach, is continued community building, continuing to help people find their spiritual path. Grove of the Ancient River is first and foremost a teaching coven. Those members of Grove of the Ancient River who seek to answer the higher calling will freely share the knowledge that we've accumulated. They call Wicca a mystery religion. Grove of the Ancient River really wants to take some of that mystery away. And if Wicca is the right path for you, the members of Grove of the Ancient River want to be available to help you find that path. But my secondary goal and is the continued growth and well-being, and to have Grove of the Ancient River thrive. Now, I wanted to take a minute here, Shannon, because we've been using some terms that a lot of people think are used interchangeably.
Yeah.
Paganism, witchcraft, Wicca. And just know that what paganism is, what my definition of paganism in a very general sense is, it's a family of earth-based spiritualities. And that definition is certainly not one size fits all.
No, you ask 12 different pagans what a pagan is, you'll get 13 different answers.
But in that pagan family, witchcraft is one of the spiritualities that will be found in the pagan family. And then Wicca is a very particular branch of witchcraft. So you would be correct in saying that a Wiccan is pagan, but if you call a pagan a Wiccan, you're probably going to get a little bit of an explanation.
Yeah, you would. A little bit better.
So as the CUUPS group here at Wyoming Valley Congregation of the UU Church grows, what are some of your future plans for the CUUPS group?
Well, my own personal hope is that we help. There is a spiritual hunger within our community, even as pagans and Wiccans, and there's a need for connection. I wish to help create events and gatherings and rituals that help facilitate some of that connection, that contain that emotional kernel, that it's seed, the ones that kind of stay with you and touch those deeper parts of you, to help facilitate that deeper healing, that knowledge, while fostering an opening, loving community. I think our goals our intentions kind of align in that regard.
Absolutely. And I mean, so what if somebody they didn't want to join CUUPS, They didn't want to join COG. I mean, not COG, but Grove of the Ancient River particularly. But somebody didn't want to join those, but they wanted to be part of that community. Absolutely reach out.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely
Yes.
reach out. We both like to say the more community, the better.
Oh yeah, there is strength and connection within our community. And if you, I have directed a few already to Grove of the Ancient River Coven. But if you are looking for a spiritual pagan home, part of CUUPS's overarching goal is to network the pagans, the Wiccans, the witches within our community.
We can probably better serve the community if we had a broad network.
Right.
Maybe somebody's looking for specifically the male or the female mysteries,
Oh, yes.
which is something that neither of us are really doing. And if we knew somebody that was doing that,
Oh,
we
definitely.
absolutely would direct somebody looking for that.
Correct. And if you are one of these pagan groups, Wiccan groups, witchcraft groups, please contact me, message me through the Wyoming Valley CUUPS Facebook page, and we will help direct others to you as well.
So Shannon, I'm kind of out there on my own. I'm looking for some kind of spiritual home, and I happen upon the CUUPS group. Why would I join the CUUPS group?
Well, we are a very open, supportive, and inclusive community of Earth-centered practitioners. We don't have a sign-up sheet, so to speak, for attending any of our events. They are open and free to the public. Our doors are always open. We gather in community, and you're a part of that community, and we wish to share that with you. Why would someone join Grove of the Ancient River Coven?
So, you would join Grove of the Ancient River Coven because you are looking for somebody who is very much going to be involved in your spiritual growth. Grove, as I mentioned earlier, Grove of the Ancient River is a family. And so your spiritual well-being, as well as your mental well-being and your physical well-being, is very important to each member of Ancient River. We miss you. We miss you in a hurry. If we don't hear from you today, somebody's going to come looking to see, hey, what's going on? So you would join Ancient River because you need that deeper spiritual connection, or you would join Ancient River. My hope that you would join Ancient River because you want to grow as a Wiccan, and you want to help others grow as a Wiccan, and you want to be a teacher. And Grove of the Ancient River is going to help you gather the knowledge and move down the path where you will get the confidence to be a teacher, the knowledge to be a teacher, and help others grow in this community. That's not exclusionary. If you don't want to be a teacher, there is still a place in Grove of the Ancient River for you. Just know that joining a coven is a commitment.
It's responsibility.
There's a responsibility to the coven. There's a commitment to the coven. There is a process to joining a coven. We want to make sure that you are right for us and that we are right for you. If it's not going to mesh, we don't want to take up any of your time.
No.
I'd much rather help you through finding the right outlet.
Right community.
But if you need that fellowship, if you need that community, if you need that closeness, and if you really have a desire to learn and to serve, Grove of the Ancient River might be a good place for you to look.
Definitely. While CUUPS here, Wyoming Valley CUUPS, is looking to facilitate different workshops and classes, if you were looking for a more structured learning, Grove of the Ancient River Coven is a wonderful place and resource for that.
And again, if you're somebody that's out there who in some way is serving the pagan community in another way and saying, hey, I'd like to help in on that mission, you can get in touch with me or you can get in touch with Shannon. Shannon, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, we have a active Facebook page, the Wyoming Valley CUUPS Facebook page.
Okay.
Right now. And then how would they get in touch with you, Jamie?
Well, the best way to find us, the easiest way to find us is www.ancientriver.org, which is going to link you into our Facebook page, which is where we're most active. We do have a Twitter. We have an Instagram. Whether or not anybody's ever going to use that, I don't know. I'm the kind of the social media witch, and
I'm a social media witch too.
I'm a little up there in age, and Instagram and Snapchat and all that is kind of beyond what I do. So, but the best way to make sure that you get in touch with us is www.ancientriver.org. On the bottom of the page, there's a link to our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page. We have a Facebook group, or show up for one of our open rituals.
Oh yes, so join us both, Grove of the Ancient River Coven and CUUPS, for our open Mabon ritual and potluck, September 22nd, 4 o'clock, right here.
Right here at the Unitarian Universalist Church. Mabon is a very celebratory ritual of Thanksgiving. So the potluck, bring what you would eat with a family Thanksgiving.
Oh, definitely.
Include the items of the harvest. It's very much a harvest celebration of bounty. apples and pears and plums and poultry and the Thanksgiving things that you would see on a traditional secular Thanksgiving table are also very appropriate for Mabon.
I would. Mabon it's all about the harvest, and it includes kind of our own personal harvest and accomplishments for the year. Feel free to bring a dish. We would love to have you. Drums.
Absolutely, bring the drums. We have a drum witch, and he's going to be here for Mabon. So he was actually he came out here and found the place. And,
oh, did he? Okay,
yeah, so
that's awesome.
He's going to be here for Mabon, and we're excited to have him with us for Mabon. Another question I get a lot that we'll just add to this video: what should I wear? Whatever you're comfortable in.
Oh yeah, the Grove of the Ancient River Coven, they wear robes that they've earned through their practice. For CUUPS, we have a little. Come as you are.
If you're comfortable wearing it, wear it.
But I love wearing the colors of the seasons. Now, unlike Lammas that had more like the bright yellows and bright oranges, this one's a little more of the darker auburns and oranges and yellows of the harvest.
Absolutely. Think fall.
Think fall colors, 100%.
And another thing that's going on with CUUPS is you have a Labyrinth walk coming up.
I do. So it's open full moon labyrinth walk. They've recently become open full moon labyrinth walks and drum circles. So our next one is September 13th from 8 to 9:30 here at the Unitarian Universalist Church. Hopefully it won't rain on us. And it'll be outside. So.
But one of the beautiful things about the grounds that we have here is we can continue the fellowship regardless of the weather.
Yes, it is.
So
we can be inside.
We can be inside, we can be outside. So both the Labyrinth walk on the 13th and the Mabon ritual on the 22nd are rain or shine.
Yes,
Here at the Unitarian Universalist Church. Shannon and I had a great time.
I did too, Jamie. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.